there is one lesser known community that needs to be acknowledged. I'm talking about the I in LGBTQIA+. The I stands for intersex. We know gender is a spectrum, but what about physical sex? In this episode, I want to talk about intersex people. I'll be right back. So welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy, and in this episode of Stacy Links Presents, I'm going to talk about intersex people. Intersex is a condition that is somewhat rare. However, it does affect a large number of people. Many people don't even know that they're intersex. And there are a number of different types of intersex conditions that a person can fall under. Intersex is a physical condition. This is not a psychological thing. I'm going to go through a couple of articles, one that will define intersex, and then another one that will go into a little bit more detail into different conditions. So before I get started, what I'll get you to do if you're a trans person or a member of the LGBTQIA+ community, especially if you're interested in fashion, makeup, and jewelry, make sure you go down below in this video and hit that subscribe button. And click the little bell beside to be notified 30 minutes before each of my vlog premieres and anytime I upload new content to my channel. I have playlists with videos with my makeup routines and tips and tricks, fashion, jewelry, and product reviews you'll love to see. Plus, I'm doing advocacy for the LGBTQIA+ community and documenting my transition as a solo parent. Also, be sure you're following me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and on TikTok. Check the description below in this video for all my social media links. So first I'm going to show this article from Planned Parenthood. Just to let you know, the links for both of these articles I plan to show are in the description of this video. Intersex is an umbrella term that describes bodies that fall outside the strict male-female binary. There are lots of ways someone can be intersex. What does intersex mean? Intersex is a general term used for a variety of situations in which a person is born with reproductive or sexual anatomy that doesn't fit the bodies of female or male. Sometimes doctors do surgery on intersex babies and children to make their bodies fit binary ideas of male or female. Doctors always assign intersex babies a legal sex, male or female in most states, but just like with non-intersex people, that doesn't mean that's the gender identity they'll grow up to have. This brings up questions about whether or not it's okay to do medical procedures on children's bodies when it's not needed for their health. Being intersex is a naturally occurring variation in humans, and it isn't a medical problem. Therefore, medical interventions like surgery or hormone therapy on children usually aren't medically necessary. Being intersex is also more common than most people realize. It's hard to know exactly how many people are intersex, but estimates suggest that about 1 to 2 in 100 people born in the US are intersex. There are many different ways someone can be intersex. Some intersex people have genitals or internal sex organs that fall outside the male-female categories, such as a person with both ovarian and testicular tissues. Other intersex people have combinations of chromosomes that are different than XY, usually associated with male, and XX, associated with female, like XXY, and some people are born with external genitals that fall into the typical male-female categories, but their internal organs or hormones don't. If a person's genitals look different from what doctors and nurses expect when they're born, someone might be identified as intersex from birth. Other times, someone might not know they're intersex until later in life, like when they go through puberty. Sometimes a person can live their whole life without ever discovering that they're intersex. What happens when someone is born intersex? Most of the time when a baby is born intersex, doctors and the family decide on a sex, either male or female, and raise the baby as the gender expected of that sex. It's pretty common for surgery to be done on the baby's genitals, and also for the child to be given hormones to make them fit into male-female categories as they go through puberty. But activism by and for intersex people is growing, leading to some changes in our culture, which right now treats intersex as a medical problem instead of a natural, healthy way bodies can be. Today, more and more people believe unnecessary surgery, and other medical interventions shouldn't be done on intersex babies and children at all. Instead, intersex people should be able to decide for themselves when they're older if they want treatment or surgery. So that's the extent of this article pretty much, just a general definition on intersex, and also going into a little bit of activism where they shouldn't be doing surgery on intersex babies. And those of us in the LGBT community are trying to help bring light to intersex people and these issues that they face. So for my second article, I've chosen this one from medlineplus.gov. It's a US government medical site. This site says intersex is a group of conditions in which there is a discrepancy between the external genitals and the internal genitals, the testes and ovaries. The older term for this condition is hermaphroditism. Although the older terms are still included in this article for reference, they have been replaced by most experts, patients, and families. Increasingly, this group of conditions is being called disorders of sexual development. Intersex can be divided into 4 categories: 46XX intersex, 46XY intersex, true gonadal intersex, and complex or undetermined intersex. Each one is discussed in more detail below. So there's a lot more detail into each of these, but this isn't just a complete list. There's a lot more to it. Complex or undetermined intersex disorders of sexual development. There are so many other conditions besides chromosomal. I provide this article as a reference from government source. True gonadal intersex is an interesting one, where the person is born with both sets of genitalia. And now I've met a number of people in the community who have discovered that they're gonadal intersex. So this is definitely more common than a lot of people realize. So education and research in intersex conditions is ongoing. They're still learning more and more about how people can become intersex. There are other genome conditions that can cause certain hormone balances, may not be chromosomal related. Alright, so thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button down below and drop a comment. If you are intersex, tell me a little bit about your experience. Make sure you come back for my next episode and I'll see you then. Bye!